I'm here at AUSA 2016 talking with Chris Colquitt, project manager for the Chevrolet Colorado ZH2. Chris, this vehicle is quite unique in that the standard petrol or diesel engine has been replaced with a hydrogen fuel cell. Could you tell us a little bit about that concept and the project behind it?
Absolutely. Well, it's great to be here today, and thanks for stopping by. So yes, this is a hydrogen-powered fuel cell electric vehicle. This is a zero-emission, very capable off-road truck, the Chevy Colorado ZH2. And what we've done is this is an engineering demonstrator vehicle, and right now it's all about the learnings of how fuel cells operate in this off-road capacity. Now, there are a tremendous number of benefits of why we think fuel cells really are going to be important for off-road customers, both on the civilian side as well as the interest that the Army has in evaluating this technology. So this is a collaborative project with the U.S. Army TARDEC, and it's all about putting this technology in this type of a platform and putting it out in the real world for 1 year of testing to really understand, collect data, both objective data on how the systems operate as well as subjective feedback from users who are going to be evaluating this vehicle.
Now, to the average man in the street, fuel cell doesn't mean very much. Could you explain in some detail, perhaps, what a fuel cell is, how it works, and the benefits of?
Absolutely. So you can think of this fuel cell, this device we see under the hood here, think of it like a hydrogen-fed battery. So we're taking hydrogen as our fuel on board. So a driver of a vehicle like this would refuel with compressed gaseous hydrogen. Inside of the box itself, the fuel cell stack, there's a series of plates and membranes. We feed air and hydrogen in, and electricity and water are produced through a chemical reaction. So there's no flame, there's no spark, there's no combustion of any kind. So one of the inherent benefits of a fuel cell, this technology allows us to be about twice as efficient relative to a combustion engine, and it's zero emission, so nothing but water vapor out the tailpipe. So the interesting thing is, from an off-road perspective, this vehicle allows us to export 25 kilowatts of continuous power at 240 volts. It allows us to produce about 2 gallons an hour of water. So you can imagine if you're out in the field, you have water production on board your vehicle via your exhaust. The other really interesting aspect of this vehicle is an advanced suspension system that really allows for just tremendous off-road performance and mobility.
With most things in life, there are trade-offs. With this type of technology, compared to the standard petrol diesel engine, what might those trade-offs be in terms of capability and performance?
Well, we really think of this as the ultimate fast-fill electric vehicle, using hydrogen in a fuel cell. Really, there's a couple of major challenges that we're still working through. Now, obviously, GM's been working on fuel cells for actually 50 years this month. With our first electro van fuel cell vehicle that we built literally 50 years ago. A couple of the major challenges are obviously cost of a system like this. Anytime you develop new technology, it's an iterative learning process, and you need to get the costs in line with what consumers are expecting to pay for a vehicle or propulsion system like this. So we made tremendous progress. We're literally on the cusp right now of being able to take this truly into the commercial realm from a cost standpoint. One of the other challenges that we're working through as an industry is hydrogen infrastructure. So if I'm a customer and a user of a vehicle like this, where am I going to obtain my hydrogen fuel? As we know right now, hydrogen is not at every corner gasoline station. Obviously, we've had 100 years as an industry to establish that network of gasoline refueling stations on literally every street corner, as a way to describe it. We need to get obviously certain penetration of hydrogen stations for convenient refueling of a vehicle like this. So the great thing is that the industry and General Motors in particular, we're working very hard to realize this is a commercially viable technology for vehicles that you could buy.
And clearly the Army have an interest in it. When did this actual program start? At what stage is it? And how much further does it have to go?
Yeah, so we've actually been collaborating with the U.S. Army TARDEC for over a decade now, and really it's a mutually beneficial development of this technology. A lot of what GM's customers and off-road type drivers would find in the benefit of this technology, the Army has a lot of overlap and a lot of synergy there. So we've taken the collaboration from on-road administrative type vehicles. We had a fleet of Chevrolet Equinox fuel cell electric vehicles, and we built 119 of them back in 2007, and the U.S. Army was one of the users of those vehicles in multiple locations around the country. We're now taking that same propulsion and we're now taking it off-road. So it's that we can think of it an analogy of a crawl, walk, run with iterations of learning. So we keep taking these advances and these steps to keep taking and pushing the envelope and pushing the boundaries of what we can do with this technology. And so this is that next iterative step in going from traditionally on-road development today, and now we're taking this into the off-road environment. And we're really excited about that.
And how much longer formally does this program have to run?
Well, so this vehicle specifically is a 1-year evaluation. So right now, after this show, we're going to actually start the fuel cell calibration and the suspension and ride handling development work. And then early next year, we're going to be handing this vehicle over to U.S. Army TARDAC for 1 year of evaluation. And they have a whole series of different evaluations and drives that they're going to do to really assess, from their perspective, how do fuel cells meet the needs of their users in vehicles like this.
Excellent. Thank you very much.